Guys, Team Europe here, and we're with a new video and a new segment actually starting. We're gonna start a segment about Constellar, and here is my good friend Constellar Caius. I know his name is Caius. His name is Caius, but I also call him Caius. Well, never mind. Let's talk a little about Constellars. Well, Constellars is a like archetype monsters which came out in Dual Terminal Scared Star Night, I think so. This archetype has like the second most diverse Xyz monsters, which they're ranked from rank 3 till 6. And they're only behind numbers, which numbers, has tons of Xyz monsters. Well, they have the story of the Dual Terminal, which pretty much win the duel by using Kirkion and Sombre, which might be one of the reasons they are so identical. Sombre is the only Constellar that has like 50 in his attack points, like 1550. So yeah, that's special. Like Kirkion. I think Kirkion has like the same attack points. It's like the Anaylyss, which has a 50, which sucks sometimes for you when you play against them. But this deck actually has a great matchup against Anaylyss. But we're gonna have a different video talking about matchups. And yeah, they pretty much won the battle, like with Kirkion and Sombre, which is great. Okay, let's just start talking about the cards themselves. Caius. Well, Caius, sorry about that, guys, I'm just gonna keep calling him that way. Well, Caius is an 1800 basic, which is searchable by Tanky because it's a Beast Warrior, which means you can play Bear in this deck, which is great. And he also just bumped up to 1900. And I'm gonna have a video about combos, which is great with this deck, because I'm just gonna give you one, I'm just gonna keep it for the combo video. But I'm just gonna say you can use this card a lot in this deck, like a lot more than once when you draw it. It's great. Well, Caius, amazing. He's what makes your deck good, very good, but he's not like the thing that's gonna run your deck. It's not like if you're gonna draw him, then you're fine and you're good. You're good if you're gonna draw if you're gonna draw like Pollux or Albedo or one of the other cards, or Sombre later. You're gonna see that. Okay, so yeah, you can bump up levels. He can be like level 5, level 6, level 3, or level 4, and you can do it to other monsters. So you can go like 1. Level 5. That's what you're gonna do most of the times. Well, yeah, so that's Caius. And then you have Albedo. A lot of people started running Albedo like in 2 copies, which is, I don't know. I know you can get max C off him, and this is something that's very special about the deck. When you're gonna see the next 2 cards, you're gonna know that. He is gonna let your opponent plus of max C, but you don't have to go for an Xyz right away if you're scared of that. But he is still very important because you don't want to run like the other guy who's like Pollux, but his level 3, because then it's not going to synergize with the rest of the deck. Yeah, so you don't want to run him, and Albedo is great. I think he's a girl, but he's great. So yeah, he lets you an access to Caius and combos later. Now you have Constellar Pollux, which Pollux is a better version of Albedo because he has higher attack. I don't care. Albedo has higher defense, but I've never set him or something. Well, Pollux this is something really special about the deck. Most decks are like normal summon, special summon, right? No. He is normal summon, and even if he gets failured, he is still gonna be able to normal summon, which is amazing. He's gonna get bottomless anything, he's still gonna get a normal summon, which is great. And now, most people say he's like the most broken card ever with Kirkion, but I don't think it's that that broken. He's great. I mean, I wouldn't like let him go ever, but he's not that broken, but he's amazing. Well, you know, you can normal summon. Well, let's say you just made an Xyz, and then you're gonna go like detach. You know, that Xyz is gonna go to the grave. What he lets you do is banish one Constellar monster. It can be an Xyz, it can be a normal monster, and then add one to your hand, and then just normal summon another time. That's like crazy. That's one card Xyz. Like most cards you go like normal, special, and then what you get is a minus. I mean, your Xyz are pretty much great, so you're not gonna get like you're gonna get the pluses afterwards, but it is pretty much a minus. That card is a plus. The only letdown about this card is that you need to have your graveyard set. You need to banish one Constellar monster. But yeah, it's not that bad. Well, those are the main 4 cards. So yeah, it goes like that. You're gonna want to always have these cards in your hand or graveyard or anything, and you want to have these two to start off. So you want to have either one of these combinations or this. Oh, and yeah, you could run. Where is that card? Well, you run Rhoda, of course, to get pull. So you pretty much run 5 Caiuses, 4 Pullux, 3 Algae, and 3 Kirkions. So what is very special about the deck is that you want it to go that way. You want it to go Caius, then one of these cards, which the percentages are very high. I mean, it's pretty much likely to happen because you run 5 of that card, 4 and 3. So it's like in one of each starting hand, you need to get one of these 3 cards. Like 2 of these 3 cards. And then you want to get Kirkion like mid to late, and like between you don't want to get him in your open hand, and you don't want to get him in like very open. You don't want to get him like, yeah, I mean, just don't want to get him in your open hand, because later you want to get him like as a surprise. I mean, of course you're going to know you're running him, but you want to like use him when you used most of your resources and you still can protect him and have a backup plan. So yeah, it's pretty much a very smart card to use. So those are the main 4 Constellars you run. Now you have the text, which is you have Constellar Syed. He's like a Cyber Dragon. I was running 2 of him because he's nice. Like second game is very nice. The thing is that you can't go normal summon, special summon, and you can go normal summon because it's level 1. And oh yeah, he can copy the level of like Caius, but it was so cool if you can go like Caius level 6, Constellar Syed level 6, and then you would go to a rank 6 Xyz. But he can only go to Constellar like Xyz. So if you don't have him like special summon, so it's pretty much stuck in your hand, and you can only go to Constellar Xyz because you can like normal summon or special summon him off these 2 cards, so it sucks. And then you have Sheridan. Sheridan is like a Stratos, but he is super slow. I would run him probably if he would be like a flip effect, and then I wouldn't carry slow because he would, you know, still be on the field, and then you would get like Caius, and then you would go into like a 4 rank Xyz or 3 rank Xyz or like whatever you want. It's just that he is too slow, and then you just get so easy off the board, and you don't really want to protect him because let's say he's a +1, right? If he doesn't get Baylor or something, it just sucks. He's a +1, but you need to protect him, so it's a -1, and you would just rather like having a deck flowing and not putting Sheridan in. I'm going to talk about substitutions for Sheridan afterward to make it consistent. But as we go on, we have, oh yeah, there's a card I don't have here, but is a very good one. I mean, he's okay. It's like, you know, the 6 Samurai stuff, which is nice, but is Constellar Star Chart, which is once per turn, when a Constellar Xyz monster is special summoned to your side of the field, except during damage step, you can draw 1 card. Well, I've never summoned a Constellar in damage step, so that's pretty much very weird. why they wrote it down, but it's only once per turn, and I mean it's getting MSD'd, and it's not that consistent. And what I want you guys to know about this deck is it has to be consistent, because it's very good when it's consistent, and it can be very consistent. So that's not something many decks can say. I mean, it's way more consistent than Evil Swarm, because Evil Swarm don't have that many ways of normal summoning and special summoning, normal to go into offhand, and you have a much bigger toolbox than they do. And then you have one of my favorite cards lately. It's Constellar Star Cardinal. Well, what this card does is just lets you add. It's like a battery thing that, you know, they add 2 counter monsters. So you add 2 Constellar monsters. No, don't add Sheridan. You don't want to add them to your deck. Well, let's say you add Pulix and Kais, and then you're ready to go off. You go normal, and afterwards, like, you go to the Xyz. The only leg down of this card is that you have to skip your battle phase to use him. But most of the times when you go into like good Xyz, that's so much worth it. Because just think about it, you don't have unlimited resources in this deck, and when you get him out, so it's very good, because let's say you use Kirkion, you can use him again, you can use like other cards, and you can make crazy combos with that card. So yeah, I run 3 of these cards. It's great. I run like 3 of each 4 of these cards. Not sure. Sorry guys. Well, 3 of each of these cards in the searches. Now there's one card which I wasn't sure if I'm gonna show it to you, but I decided that it's pretty much a staple in every Constellar deck. And though it's not a Constellar, and I promised to myself I'm not gonna show you on Constellar cards, because that would go on forever, and it's gonna be in the text video that I'm gonna make to you guys. But it's Honest. Honest is just so amazing, guys. He's like, you probably know that he's amazing, but just people are just falling into that card like it's not existent, and that is just makes me laugh so badly. This is why I start like keep on recycling them is so important, because you get so many ways to use Honest and like other cards that are like him, like maybe Lance or something. But yeah, Honest is like boss, bro. Honest is like amazing. And the thing, you can normal summon and attack and just pump in my back. That's cool. Now let's go to the Xyz monster. I'm only gonna show you, I know there's lots more Xyz monsters, but I'm only gonna show you the ones that are Constellars. When we're gonna talk about the other ones like later. Well, I had Constellar Hades, which is a level 3 Constellars. You need 2 level 3 light monsters, and like it's once per turn you can attach 1 Xyz material from this card, and then you change all monsters your opponent controls into face of defense position. He has 1900 attack and 1100 defense. Well, the thing about this card is super nice. I mean, it's situational, but yeah, it's very nice, because most cards don't have high attack. But I would go into Maestroke like most of the time instead of this card, and I'm not sure if I'm going to run him or not. I might. Well, he's a Constellar, so I just want to talk about him. He's a rank 3 Constellar. Well, the thing about Constellar Xyz, all of them need to have like 2 level, like 4 or 5 or 3 lag monsters. The only special one is Frisbee. Frisbee is super cool and super good, and people forget about him. He's like your Excalibur, which you can make actually, but he's your Excalibur, which is a lot more easy for it to make, because you don't need 2 Pullocks. Well, he is him. So what he does in damage step, you can. Oh yeah, you need 2 Constellars to make him, like, yeah, 2 level 4 Constellars monsters. Well, during a damage step, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card to boost one of your Constellars 1,000 attack points, which can get him to 3,400, which is amazing. It is amazing. Believe me, I want games just because of this card, because people can't get over him. And when they do, well, when you're out of Xyz materials, you just go into M7, and and that is so broken because M7, you can't use his effect like the turn you make him, but the next turn, you know, he's 2700 monster. That's very, very big monster. Well, you can just choose one monster in your graveyard or in your field and just bring it back to your hand. So I mean, that can be good. You can Constellar monster to your hand, that can bring you an opponent monster to their hand, which you see you just have walking compulse here. You have the boundless seating 110 key. It sucked, I know, but it's not that bad. And you had M7 going to one. You can see how broken it is, but you probably won't be playing more than like 2. So you're not that hurt from the boundless. So your deck is like walking compulse. Why do I say that? Because you have, you know what, I'm going to keep him for last, but first I'm going to go to Omega. Omega is, you know, 2 level 4 like the other ones. His is like a level 6, which is weird because he's like M7, so, you know, it should be like a rank 7 XCs. Anyway, Constellar Omega, super good card. He's like, you know, he's like unaffected. He's gonna make all of your combos, pieces, and Constellar monsters. All your Constellar monsters are gonna be unaffected by spells or trap cards. Most of the time when I go to games, you know, I'm gonna detach first and then attack, and you know, like clear traps, and that's it. Then all of that done of him, you know, they can go chain if you're not. You're gonna like, let's say the dimensional prison, then you go detach, and then you go chain Air Force, so that sucks. But he's so good, so good. I'm like literally loving him. You should run like 1 M7 because that's all you can, and like you can run between. You can get along with running 1 and 1. You can go along with running 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 2. It's like that's so up to you guys. But Omega is a beast. Omega is so good. And wait, that's like. Well, he's unaffected by spells and traps, which is super good, guys. He is a beast, and all your other ones. Another letdown, which is like, you know, it would be just way too broken if you wouldn't have that thing. Let's say you normal summon, and or let's say you have these 2 cards attached to him. Let's say you have these 2 cards attached to him, and then you have like a Caius in your grave. So you're going to normal summon, and then you want to, okay, let's say you detach, and then you go normal summon Kyrkion, Sombre, and then you want to banish and add. So then you're like, they're going to, I don't know, like active Fiendlish Chain, because you detached before Sombre was on the field, so Sombre would be affected, because he states that only Constellar monsters that are on the field when this card effect is active, so they're unaffected, but the other ones are like they are, so be careful with that and pay attention. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not even arguably, it's just like the best Xyz monster. Constellar monster is played. That card is walking compulse. You can just take any card in the field and just pump him up, and this is so good. I just can't tell you how good this card is. It's so broken. Like, let's say, you know, I'm just gonna keep it to the video because you have so many combos you can make with that. Probably the next video is gonna be about combos. I'm not sure yet, but it might. So he is so good. I mean, you can just chain everything. You can pump up like Zenmane is no problem. Any Xyz monster no problem. And this format is just so about so much about Xyz, and that is why you're so good against Evilswarm, because they need to keep their Alpheon when you go like Constellar play these and effect, so they're gonna be dead pretty much, and you can go into that card easily. That's why I said that the Caius is so good, so good. That's the main reason. I mean, you still have tons of generic 5 or rank 5 Xyz, but he is just so good. Your toolbox is so big, you can just choose from almost any Xyz you want, which is amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video like with that. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you're gonna want this segment to continue. If you have any suggestions, what you liked, what you didn't like, just tell us about it in the box below. And thank you very much for watching. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. See you next time.